So in this video, we are going to talk about 20 things that you might have heard someone who has an avoidant attachment style say. And oh my God, I've written this list and I'm going to go through it, but they're so infuriating. It's a triggering list, guys, and I'm sure that you guys will be able to relate. So if you have experienced these things, know that it is stressful when you're on the other side of this, because you feel really unseen, really not understood, and you don't feel like the person that you're with, that you love, is really getting you, which is so important in a relationship because you want to be able to express your full self. And the thing is that when you feel like you can't and you're met with this block of these comments, like an avoidant will say, you feel like you can only go so far emotionally in the relationship, and it feels very, very frustrating. So before I get into this video, I'd like to let you know that I have got 6 spaces left on my Conscious Creators Masters Academy. If you would like to heal, go on an incredible transformational process over 12 weeks. There's 24 sessions, incredible guest speakers, and you get to speak to me every week in a sharing circle, which is where the magic happens. It's really incredible, the community that's formed in this really special small group. So if you would like to talk to me about one of these spaces, then let me know. There's a 30-minute discovery call that we can do. Okay, so these annoying things that avoidants say. So relationships shouldn't be this hard. So often avoidants they just want to have an easy life where they don't have to think about their feelings and their things that are coming up, conflict in the relationship, and they think that life would be easier if they didn't have to talk about it. But the thing is that they actually make life a lot harder for themselves by not talking about things. So you're just overthinking it. This is so incredibly gaslighty, isn't it? You're just overthinking. No, I'm not. I have a feeling and I want to express it, and I want you to be able to listen to me. So that's very avoidant. Why are you always looking for a problem? We didn't have any problems before you started making them up. This isn't very nice either, is it? It's, again, gaslighting. It's trying to find a way out of taking accountability. I never asked you to do that. This is a horrible one to be on the receiving end of, because you've put loads of effort into something and they've dismissed it or gone quiet, and you wanted, some kind of appreciation, and they said, well, I didn't ask you to do that anyway. Horrible. Nothing I ever do is good enough for you. This one is interesting because it's basically the way they feel about themselves. And they're feeling like that because they literally don't know how to understand how to have these conversations, how to meet you emotionally where you are. So they feel like they're not good enough, and it makes them feel that feeling that they might have felt for a long time, that, they just don't feel good enough. And until they face that feeling that's there, whether you're there or not, they're always going to feel like that, and it's just coming out in this relationship as nothing I ever do is good enough for you, because you're bringing, things that have come up in the relationship that are not really big problems. They're just maybe conversations that you need to have, and it's really, really hard for someone who's got an avoidant attachment style to sit with that discomfort. You've been watching too many videos on Instagram. Again, this is like saying, I don't believe that you have your own mind. I don't believe that you've got your own thoughts and opinions about things, and I'm just going to brush it off to a video that you watched on Instagram. And no, I definitely don't want to watch that video that you're trying to show me, because I'm not interested in any of this stuff. You're into those videos and I'm not. That's a very frustrating one. I'm not good enough for you. That's one that avoidant people will often say, or people who have an avoidant attachment style at this time will say, I'm not good enough for you, because they just feel overwhelmed with the person that they need to become in order to meet you where you are, or they perceive that you are. Because you're not perfect either. They can't see it like that. They're seeing like, I need to be everything. I need to be a certain way. I need to be this. I need to be that. I need to have enough money. I need to have a career. And like often people who are avoidant feel like they're never in the right place to be good enough for a relationship. And that might be due to, the way they grew up and their parents often putting demands on them, or them feeling like they had to perform or do something to get approval. Why do we have to talk about this again? How frustrating is this one? Often when you've brought something up, you're wanting to talk about it because it's not been resolved. It's not been resolved, and you want to have that, okay, I feel seen, we've got to the bottom of this. And what you want is someone to go, right, I can see that there's a problem and it's me and you versus the problem, not me versus you. And so someone who has an avoidant attachment style will automatically feel threatened. They'll automatically feel like, okay, I've done something wrong, so they feel attacked. So that's why talking about things can feel so uncomfortable. Life's too short to have too many problems or so many problems. Again, this is just trying to find any way of getting out of accountability. I've had a really busy day and now you're giving me all this to deal with. Horrible to be on the receiving end of that. Okay, the thing is that you have got to pick your moments when you bring up these things. If someone seems like they're really stressed, they're really tired, then it's not the right moment to bring up something. You want to choose the moments that feel like they're appropriate to bring up something that you know might be a difficult conversation, and not go in all guns blazing, because that will inevitably cause more problems. And then that's your part in this, right? Choose your moments. And what I found in the past is that there never seems to be a right moment, because there's always a reason with someone who has an avoidant attachment style why they can't talk about something that you need to work through. I don't do emotions. They do emotions. They're just behind their fear, basically. They've got a deep well of emotions. What should we watch on Netflix? Okay, what should we watch on Netflix, as in, let's do something that doesn't involve too much interaction. I just need space. They do need space and time, and sometimes it's a lot of time. And you have to ask yourself if you're willing. If it was going to be like this forever, would you be willing to give them all this space? You're the love of my life, but I just can't be with you right now. That's a really frustrating one, isn't it? Because it's like, I know this person loves me. I know this person loves me more than they've ever loved anyone, yet they will not be with me. What the hell is that about? And it makes you think, well, what do I need to do? Again, it's not your problem. And they also haven't learned to love themselves. So until they do that, it's very difficult for them to give you the love that they know that you would need and that you deserve. I can't give you what you want, kind of a similar thing. I just want a peaceful life. I don't want all of these problems. You're too sensitive. It's not that big of a deal. Again, gaslighting. Not nice to be on the receiving end of. I don't see the point in bringing up the past. Again, avoiding accountability. One day we'll be together, just not now. There's many more. But, if you listen to that list and you think, okay, my friend just told me that her partner or someone she's seeing said all these things, what would you say? You'd say, no, that's not right. You can do better than that. And this person is clearly not in the right place to have a relationship. And waiting and wondering and trying to show them content isn't going to help. You've got to basically let go and let God. Yeah? Because when someone's like this, it is like having a relationship with a brick wall, and you feel like you're just being ignored, and it's very re-triggering and re-traumatizing because it brings up your wounds and your past, and that's not nice. And the reflection is, what's making you stay? What's making you stay? That's the bigger question. Yeah? No, it's not a nice question. So it's time to take your power back. It's time to raise your standards with immediate effect from right now without any warning and live that way. Okay? And you might need to understand some parts of yourself. You might need to learn and have the support to create new behavioral responses to things like this that happen in your life, because inevitably there'll be a lot of feelings that come up when someone says these things to you, when you're in a relationship or you want to be close to someone who is basically pushing you away. They don't mean any harm. They're not bad people. They just don't know how to handle their own emotions, and it's not for you to fix. Avoidance can change. That's why I don't like to say they're avoidant and that's that. You know, it's more like people who have an avoidant attachment style can change. You might identify with an anxious attachment style. That anxious attachment style, again, is not you. It's just what you've been doing. And I would say one of the best ways to start healing it is to stop identifying with it. Stop telling everybody that you've got an anxious attachment style, because that reinforces the story and makes you look for that evidence. And then you think, oh no, I'm not healed. Yeah. And then it perpetuates the story. So it's one of the things that I talk about in the Conscious Creators Masters Academy, which helps you to let go of the old narrative and create a new one. So I hope you found this video useful. If you'd like any more information about the Conscious Creators Masters Academy, if you'd like to take one of those last 6 spaces, we start on the 21st of February. It's going to be incredible, 12 weeks, and I would love to see you there. And if not, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.